Okay, now I'll dial in to the conference line. Okay.
This conference is being recorded.
Oh, good.
Q&A session started.
Sounds like MaryBeth is on the line.
She is.
Good.
All right, 1 minute.
Okay.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Saturdays with Tara Hangout on Air. I'm MaryBeth at the Law of Attraction Club on the web at theloaclub.com. We do these Saturday Hangouts as an introduction to our 3 member calls of the week. About once a month, we open the calls up at our free guest membership level. There's a link on your screen that will get you to our subscription page if you'd like to get invites to those calls. Robin usually channels for the Saturday call. I usually do the Tuesday call, and Rachel usually does the Thursdays. Sometimes all 3 of us channel on the call together, and that is so much fun for us. We have a common understanding, yet with a little bit different way of putting things, which you will enjoy if you join us. For those of you watching the recorded video, we'll be adding pop-up links with more information about us and how you can access the complete audio of the extended call with questions and answers. So once again, we welcome you, and we welcome Robin and Tara. Here we go.
Welcome once again to this space where we seek to answer all your questions. And it's more than that, because we want to encourage you into understanding the structure of everything that exists. Because once you get to that place, then you can answer all your own questions. And it's more than that, because not only do we join with our friends here who collaborate with us and share our perspective with you, we also want you to understand that you all channel, by which we mean you all collaborate with us all the time. And like this one, and MaryBeth and Rachel, you can also do it consciously. And beyond even that, we want to personally engage with you and support you into whatever you want to be, do, or have. Let's begin here. On a call last week, one of our members, Nirjhari, said these simple words. I just wanted to say that although I don't usually ask any questions, I really appreciate these calls. It's just so nice to be able to tune in and raise to a higher frequency and get that this individual world is my world. This is the only place where I can find like-minded people who really understand that. So I just want to say thank you. And we say thank you. That's why we show up here. You summon us with your wanting, even as we summon you with ours. We're all taking this to new levels, and it's a joy to be with you. So let's get into it today and look at these questions. When this one was just beginning to learn about the law of attraction, he heard us describe beliefs as simply habits of thought. Oh no, he thought, that's not right. There are some things I just know to be true. We understand how you can feel that way, because many of your choices do not seem like choices. They just seem like discoveries. Discoveries of the way things actually are. Of course, those discoveries are really belief choices. And once you make them, a matching version of the world wraps itself around you. And that in turn supports your belief and reinforces it. These discoveries become your story. And let us assure you up front here that we are not in any way wanting to challenge that story, those beliefs of yours. We are intersecting with you here in response to your desire to create more joy in your life. But as we respond to your questions, we have learned that for many of you, it's much easier for you all to put all the puzzle pieces together if you understand what lies beneath it all. And so as we talk about the foundation on which everything is built, some of you may feel that we are indeed challenging your beliefs, even your so-called core beliefs. Well, we encourage you to be easy about all of this. As we progress, you will hopefully see that we are going to reaffirm that the world you create, the story you have chosen, is real. At least it's as real as the physical you is real. By the law of attraction, it has to be. It's just that it's your story. And if there are any pieces of it that are not joyful, we want you to begin to see that you can change those pieces. As always, take from all of this that which feels good and leave the rest. Nothing is more important than feeling good. Your feelings are your infallible guide to what is true for you. Let's talk about absolutes. We've talked many times with you about these fundamental, foundational things we call absolutes. What do we mean when we say something is absolute? We mean it is something you are not at choice about. These are things about which you'd say from a time-based perspective that they always were and they always will be. As an exercise here, think right now about what things, physical or non-physical, you might put in the category of being not a choice. For example, can you affect your future? Are time and gravity choices? Is living on Earth a choice? Can you change where or when you were born? Is death itself a choice? Is what happens after death a choice? Actually, there are only two absolutes, and they are, one, you are an always connected extension of the collective consciousness of all that is. And 2, the law of attraction is the organizing principle of everything. Apart from those 2, you are a choice about all things. So the correct answer to all those previous questions is yes, they are a choice. Now, we're not suggesting that any of these are high on the list of things you want to change. We're just using these somewhat as radical examples here to make a point. We want you to understand your role in the definition of your world and the power that you have to change it. So now let's look at the types of questions you ask. Some are about the fundamental nature of things. And we're delighted to expound at length on these questions about all things absolute. Some are about the shape of your creation. Those cannot be answered by us or anybody else. Only you can answer them, because it's your story. In some, there are elements of both. And for those, we would say, it depends. Let's look at the 2 questions we posed up front as an illustration of what we mean. In the case of, does God exist? Firstly, let us say that we do not much use the term God, because in a room full of people, it is one of those charged words that causes vibrations to scatter all over the place. And yet, in truth, we talk about the concept of God all the time. You all have an inherent sense of your spirituality, because that is your essential nature. But when you try to describe that which you call God, you are, of course, extrapolating from a physical world. And the more detailed the story gets, the more you diverge from the elegant simplicity of all that is. The collective consciousness of which you are an inseparable and wholly equal part. So as to the question, does God exist? We say it depends. Depends on what you personally mean by God. If you mean, is there an entity of some sort out there somewhere, somewhat separate from you, that created everything? From an absolute sense, you are the creator of your world, so no. And by world, we mean both the physical and non-physical aspects of it. Is there some entity that is judging you in some way? From an absolute sense, no. Right and wrong, good and evil are human concepts. Is there some entity that has the power to assert things into your experience? From an absolute sense, no. By law of attraction, you alone do that by your beliefs and expectations. In the non-physical, there are no shapes and dimensions. There are no hierarchies. There is no time or place, and there are no borders or boundaries. There is only pure positive energy. And the only reason we add the word positive here is that we want you to know that there is nothing negative in any of this. As you first had an intention, so you formed yourself out of this swirl of energy. Then you made choices and you formed some more. And so it went on until here you are playing this game. Even as our intentions create us, your intentions created you, and they create you now. Here you are, and this is your story. In that story, if you have chosen to believe in a God of a particular character, perhaps holy and sacred, all-powerful, all-knowing, and all-loving, then that will be your experience. It will be true for you. If you believe that God has a purpose for you here, then finding what that is and fulfilling it will be your path. If you choose to believe in guardian angels, then they will likewise form a part of your non-physical world. If you choose to believe in a devil and sin and evil doing, then that will also inform the shape of your human journey. In the end, it matters not what you have chosen to believe. If it is bringing you joy, we say you have made a good choice. If it is not, we respectfully suggest that it's time for some new choices. And so to the question, are there extraterrestrials? Was the assassination of President Kennedy a conspiracy? Was the last earthquake in California the big one? When in the conception to birth process does human life begin? Do babies create their own reality? Are you affected by your star sign and the alignment of the planets? Who will win the next election? Are there past lives? Does the human body have 7 or 9 or 99 chakras? Is the Earth 7,000 or 4.5 billion years old? Is there a soulmate out there for you? Is there karma? Will there ever be peace on Earth? Well, it's your story, so you will have to tell us. There's nothing absolute in any of this. You see, you've already decided what's certain and what's possible and impossible, probable and improbable. You've built a complex tapestry of expectations which defines the world that wraps around you second by second. There's nothing solid or absolute about that world. You're creating it on the fly. Nothing exists there except that which lies within your possibility boundaries. If you don't know something, it is unknowable. It simply does not exist, because what you know defines everything within your experience. Of course, within those boundaries in this game of yours, you're mixing it up with matching versions of other conscious entities like you, and you will make those so-called discoveries. For example, the next time you read, studies have shown, and you choose to believe those studies, recognize what it is that you're actually doing. By making that choice, you're simply filling in some of the details in that world of yours. You're coloring between the lines in your coloring book. The good news here is none of these choices of yours are cast in stone. There is no choice you ever made that cannot be changed. Choice is your middle name. So let's take a minute here to do something we encourage you to do every day. Take a deep breath and be quiet in your mind. As we invite you right here and now to journey within. If you can, just allow yourself to accept the enormity of what we have been describing here. Allow yourself to step through that doorway in your mind into a place of knowing who you are. You are God in every sense of the word. In that place, there is peace and power, fun and freedom, connection and connectedness. It's like stepping into a truly familiar place you have always known. But it's also like you're seeing it clearly now for the first time. We say, welcome home. This is step one of the 4-step make a new choice change process of which we spoke last week. And just as a reminder, step one is background awareness, remembering who you are. Step two is foreground awareness, an ongoing present awareness of where you are right now, how you feel, and how you're responding to the world. Step three is, what do I want now? The answer to that question is your new choice. Step four is feeling good, being easy about it all. Nothing is more important than simply choosing to feel good. Choice is change. Choice is new, conscious, deliberate creation. Change is possible. Making changes is what you came here to do. Creating new things is fun. Nothing can beat it. So let's finish where we started. Here's what we said through Rachel last week in response to what Nirjhari said. It really is about feeling good. And we're just here on these calls encouraging and facilitating a new habit. We want you to get so addicted to feeling good that nothing else will do. And we are serious in a very playful way about that. We want you to have fun for the fun of it. We want you to understand that feeling good is what this is all about. And we want to offer and offer and offer all sorts of words and processes and ideas and visualizations so that anyone on the call can grab them and take them. Something that's going to be really helpful. Feeling good, but having a tool. As always, it's about reminding you that you are the creator of your reality. As always, and selfishly for us, it's about playing and frolicking and having fun, and intersecting with beings who also want to frolic and play and have fun, and know that they don't have to transition into non-physical to do that, that they can have it right here, right now, real time, quote unquote, in the moment. And we so feel that from all of you, and we so appreciate that. We want you to feel our love for each and every one of you. Thank you for inviting us to this call. And now we move to our longer discussion and your questions.
If you've been live with us on this Hangout, our discussion continues now on our conference line. You're welcome to join us and bring your questions and comments. Use the number on your screen. If you're watching the recorded video, click the pop-up links on your screen for more information about us and the audio of the full call. And we have 2 fantastic programs you can join right now. Check us out at theloaclub.com/programs.